Hurling Championship Final 2003. Castletown looking for their 5th title in succession. Portlaoise looking to stop them and to win their first since 1998. Castletown, a number of changes in the side that took the field in the semi-final. It sees John Richard Kingston coming at right half back in place of the suspended John Palmer. And it sees Brian Ferns coming at full forward. The captains are in for the throw-in. David Cuddy looking to captain Castletown to a title for the first time and follow his twin brother Paul, who was captain last year, and Des Killeen, the captain of Portlaoise. Who wins the toss? Des Killeen wins over Portlaoise and elects to play into the Portlaoise end in the opening half. Castletown would line out with John Lyons in the goal, Martin Phelan, Robert Delaney and Tom Phelan the full back line, John Richard Kingston, Paul Cuddy and Declan Keenan the half back line, Cyril Cuddy and John O'Sullivan in the centre of the field, Corey Cuddy, David Cuddy the captain and Fiona O'Sullivan, and full forward line James Hooban, Brian Ferns and Patrick Phelan. Portlaoise with the long serving John Hannafy in the goal, Des Killeen the captain number 2, Pádraig Malone in for the injured Cyril Duggan at full back and Mick Bowe, Joe Phelan, Brian Mulligan and Owen Brown the half back line, Brian McCormack and Colin Byrne in the centre of the field. Barry Fitzgerald will wear number 17 at right half forward, Eamon Fennelly and Cahir Healy. And of course Cahir Healy and Barry Fitzgerald, 2 players who will be lining out with Laois Minors in the All-Ireland final replay on next Sunday. And the full forward line of Portlaoise, Tommy Mulligan, Noel Costello and Tommy Fitzgerald. The referee for today's final is Anthony Stapleton from Rathdowney. As the Collection Pipe Band lead Portlaoise and Castletown in the parade before the 2003 Laois Senior Hurling Championship Final. John Hannafy behind Des Killeen and his son, team mascot, walking along beside him, tugged out in the Portlaoise colours and carrying the little hurl. And I've no doubt the far side of the field we have David Cuddy, the captain, and the little mascot and sons on the far side of the field as well. There'll be no fine for these players in Moore Park today. by the national anthem over. Teams get into their positions. Handshakes all around, pleasantries exchanged. There mightn't be too many of them during the game. Referee Anthony Stapleton shaking hands with players in the centre of the field as well. It's a big moment. Changes already in the Castletown side. Cyril Cuddy gone into the wing half-back position where he marks Tommy Fitzgerald. Changing the Portlaoise attack also, because Tommy Fitzgerald picked the corner forward. He's out in the half-forward line, in the centre of the field, with John O'Sullivan. Have we Fernando O'Sullivan there as well? Patrick Fairham running to pick up with Desi Killeen. Desi Killeen at full back. Corey Malone on the corner. The ball is in and the Laois Senior Hurling Championship final is underway. Castletown on the first attack. David Cuddy coming into it. Trying to close him down is Brian Mulligan. Cuddy gets his shot in. The ball will hop inside. Corey Malone comes across. Knocks the ball away. One back and one brilliantly by Joe Phelan. Phelan clears the ball way out to the centre of the field. A great catch in the middle of the field by Brian Ferns, who's in the centre of the field. It's Brian Ferns who started at midfield. Tipped the ball forward. That's won by Declan Keenan. Keenan drills it back in. Down to little James Hoban. Hoban wins the ball. Could this be the opening score of the game? Drops it high. It's over the bar. Is it? No, just to the left and wide. Looked like a point from where we were here. But there are changes all around on this. Both teams. Ryan Ferns out in the centre of the field. Cyril Cuddy gone back into the half-back line. John Richard Kingston up into the attack. Well, it's everywhere. But we'll stay with the numbers. The ball is drilled inside. Corey Malone had it in his hand, dropped it. Patrick Phelan in after it. Phelan now grabs it in his hands. And turning. This could be a real goal chance for Phelan. The shot. A goal! A goal for Castletown. The dribbler has struck again. A man that can score goals in every game, and a mistake by Pádraig Malone without the senior hurling final experience coming in, and Pat Phelan capitalising on it and sticking it to the back of the net. That's a great start for the champions. The ball across the far side to Warren Brown. It's all Castletown in the opening minutes. Brian Ferns leaves the ball behind him, tips it down along the wing for Podge Cuddy. Cuddy was reaching after him, slippery conditions, but he still wins the pull. Into little James Hoban. Hoban with the ball, drills it in, but drills it to the right and wide. James Hoban wide. But what a start. Pádraig Malone fumbled the ball, and Patrick Phelan gathered it and made no mistake to the corner of the net, putting along the end line. Castletown with a tonic of the opening goal. Cyril Cuddy back down along the field. Ball batted down by the cornerback Mickey Bowe, who was over marking James Hoban. It comes to David Cuddy. Cuddy goes for the score. It's over the bar. Great start for Castletown. 2.5 minutes gone, and David Cuddy had the room on this side of the field to slip the ball over the bar. A goal and a point for Castletown. Just to start that they needed, just to start the challengers totally didn't. Looking for 5 in a row.
Come on, punch.
Back out the field, they're winning everything in the middle. Brian Ferns hits it back again. Phelan is inside Des Killeen. Des blocks it down and chases after it near the end line. Can't gather it up, kicks it on the ground, kicks it out over the end line. The captain with the jitters in the early stages as well. Portlaoise haven't got the ball past the middle of the field. 3 minutes have been played in this Laois Senior Hurling Championship final for 2003. And even at this stage, this very early stage, one would have to fancy Castletown chances. It was Portlaoise who needed the early start. But a lot of hurling to be played in this game as yet. Ball Cuddy with the free. Drops it in, that's over the bar, comes off the hurl of John Hannafy. Four minutes gone. All Castletown so far. Paul Cuddy's shot that time drifting in over the bar. Portlaoise now on the counter like the other end of the field. On the run is Tommy Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald going forward, tackled by Cyril Cuddy. The ball runs away from him. He runs into on a mountain of trouble. Gets the ball back outside to Tommy Mulligan. Mulligan goes for the score. Dropping in. Dropping to the left and wide. It was very, very close indeed. One, 2 to no score. John Lyons with his first goal of the game. Dropping way, way down the field. Across the Pudgy Cuddy. He's beaten for this time. By Owen Brown. Out to the middle. Paul Cuddy gets a tip to it. Pulled on the ground by Brian Ferns. Joe Phelan misses it. Comes into James Hooban. He gets it on his hurl eventually. Portlaoise players converging him. But it's still little James going forward. Knocked away by Mickey Bowe. Pulling on it first time with a hurl was the Brian McCormack. And the free given to Portlaoise. The pushing on the back and the coming out to take it will be Joe Phelan, about 45 metres out from his own goals. 1-2 to no score. Castletown lead. The breeze probably slightly favour him in this open half. Joe Phelan drills it up low on the ground. Comes off the hand of Brian Ferns. He goes back and gathers it. Trying to close in on the far side is Cahir Healy. Cahir Healy, the least minor cornerback. Sideline ball to Castletown, about 40 metres out on the far side of the field. 6 minutes gone in this opening half. Super start for the champions. 1-2 to no score. Ball low on the ground. Comes across to John O'Sullivan. John drills it on down along the field. Gibbo out to it first this time. But David Cuddy wins it. David Cuddy has one look on the post, hits it in and drops it over the bar. David Cuddy, his second point from play. He was curtailed for much of the year with injury. First of all, a hand injury, then an ankle injury, but has scored 2 points in the final today. Captain of the side, would love to lead his team to a county title. Teddy Fenley comes across to it. John Sullivan was there. The ball is rolled by Cyril Cuddy. Forces his way past Tommy Fitzgerald. Still going forward. Hits it first time down on the ground. Down to James Hooban. Hooban turning, twisting with the ball. Under his left side, he throws it, it'll be back again. Hits it now, hits it high, but hits it to the left and wide. 2 wide for Castletown, 1 wide for Portlaoise. One goal and 3 for Castletown. Portlaoise yet to score. A breeze is blowing slightly against Portlaoise in Castletown's favour. John Hannafy strikes the ball out. Across the far side. Hodgie Cuddy goes up with one foul. Ball won by Owen Brown. Brown up along the wing. First Tommy Mulligan. Mulligan tries to keep it in play. Falls behind him. Leaving it behind him there was Teddy Fenley. Fenley now with it in his hands. Loses the hurl. Kicks it. A mighty kick across the middle of it. Under is Cyril Cuddy. Cyril Cuddy grabs the ball above the hand of Tommy Fitzgerald and puts a huge ball down along the field. Blocked down by Desi Killeen. Danger here for Portlaoise. Back covering is Pádraig Malone. He wins the ball and strikes it up along the wing to Owen Brown. Hodgie Cuddy coming in from behind. Turns back onto his left hand side. Up along the wing. There is Brian Mulligan. Beaten for it. Pulled on by Brian Ferns. Down to John Richards Kingston. Back in the Castletown side. Trying to force his way forward. Being held out. Being held by Pádraig Malone. Returns Pádraig Malone. Then has passed the ball across to John O'Sullivan. Sullivan goes for the score. But it goes to the right and wide. 3 wide for Castletown. But on the scoreboard, they lead by 1-3 to no score. Cyril Cuddy breaks it down. Across to Owen Brown. And Pudgy tipped on the ground by Fionnán. Hand passed across then by Cahir Healy. To Colin Byrne, the man who got Portlaoise to the final. The ball runs inside, past the hand of Barry Fitzgerald. Taken by John Lyons. But Fitzgerald is being held and being fouled by Tom Phelan. And the free in will be to Portlaoise. free for Portlaoise. 20 metres out. Noel Costello will take it. I'd say he'll be happy with the point. Get his port side registered on the score, rises the ball, strikes it strongly over the bar. 9 minutes gone and Portlaoise registered the first score. 1-3 to a point. Noel Costello, his father's from Kilkenny. But Noel is born and reared in Portlaoise and playing all of his underage hurling right up along to the senior level to a county final. The puck out comes from John Lyons. Batted down by David Cuddy. John Sullivan runs onto it. He beats Teddy Fenley for the pull. Coming across his own Brown. Podgy Cuddy gets there first. John Richards Kingston. Simple hurling. Playing it along the ground. John Richards Kingston goes for the score from 40 metres out. He puts it over the bar. Great score. J.R. Kingston. 1 goal and 4 to a point. Good play by Castletown. John Richard breaks the ball down again. Owen Brown comes into it. Tommy Fitzgerald. First time on the ground. Teddy Fenley adds slightly to it. Running across then and pulling it with Brian Mulligan. On the run is Noel Costello. Costello in a bursting way forward. The shot from Costello. He puts it over the bar. Noel Costello. The point from play. He's second of the game. Portlaoise is second of the game. 10.5 minutes gone in this opening half. Portlaoise eventually on the scoreboard with 2 points. Puck out coming a long way down along the field. Portlaoise player missed it. Sliding in and getting the ball. But the Portlaoise wing half forward, Cahir Healy, who now seems to be playing at centre half back on David Cuddy. Cahir Healy, he's appealing for the ball. His hurl went flying away. The linesman doesn't know. The decision goes in favour of Castletown. Ryan McCormack arguing the odds. John Sullivan will take it. Just 12 minutes gone in the opening half. Sullivan hits it low on the ground. Comes to David Cuddy. Had it a yard or two ahead of his marker. Turns around, strikes it back across the middle. Grabbed by Joe Phelan. Phelan comes away with the ball. Tackle and foul as he does by Brian Ferns. Really at centre back. Brian Mulligan at wing half forward. Portlaoise player down tying the boots. Owen Brown on the far side. Referee says to wait for him. Drills a good one. Ball breaks down. Tommy Fitzgerald hand passes inside, but hand passes straight to Martin Phelan. He runs into a heavy tackle as Martin Phelan can't clear the ball. Forced into overplaying it, and the free is the Portlaoise. 20 metres out in front of the post, a chance to narrow the gap. 1-4-2 the scoreline. Martin Phelan overplayed the ball. Noel Costello takes the free. 13 minutes gone. Costello drives it high, drives it over the bar. And narrows the gap. 4 points between the sides. Castletown looked in the opening minutes as if they were going to run away with it, but Portlaoise found a measure of them. A long puck out again from John Lyons. Drops under David Cuddy and Joe Phelan fighting for it back there. Covering his Phelan. Hand passes the ball across. Owen Brown clears his lines, but a late tackle on one of the Portlaoise players gone down inside, just outside the square. On the other side of the field, it's Martin Phelan taking no piddle this time, whips the ball high into the air. Podgy Cuddy is under it. Owen Brown comes and bats it down. Won by the wing half back Declan Keenan for Castletown. Stopped along the ground. There's still a Portlaoise player down injured. A foul committed by David Cuddy on young Cahir Healy. Cahir Healy only 16 years of age. playing a centre half back in a Least Senior Hurling Championship final with an All-Ireland final to come next weekend, and certainly showing that he's not overawed by this occasion either. Pádraig Malone back on his feet to freeze the Portlaoise. Joe Phelan takes it, drills away up along the far side. Martin Phelan, the ball knocked out of his hand by Tommy Mulligan. Grabs the ball back outside, taken by John O'Sullivan, and John O'Sullivan cleared it. No nonsense play from O'Sullivan. Way down along the field. Pádraig Malone comes into it and wins it and strikes it. Blocked down by Podgy Cuddy. Taken by Joe Phelan. Phelan under pressure. Hand pass the ball to Brian McCormack. We haven't seen the best of the Bruno's yet. Fionnán O'Sullivan takes the ball off him. Fionnán on the run, held by Bruno, but he still goes forward, runs into Joe Phelan, but still with the ball and still going forward. Then runs into a heavy tackle from Pádraig Malone. Malone on his knees on the ground fighting for the ball. Comes across to Owen Brown. Brown wins it and clears it away up along the field. Up to Tommy Fitzgerald. Tommy Fitzgerald and Cyril Cuddy having a great battle. The ball breaks away for Teddy Fennelly. Fennelly after the ball. Scored 2 late points when Portlaoise won their last title to defeat the Harps. He didn't score a few today. Tommy Fitzgerald drilled the ball high inside. Holding on. Got it all on the ground. John Lyons has to come off his line to take it. 40 metres out, grabs it, clears it, way down along the far side of the field. Down her John Richard Kingston. The ball goes past him and Pádraig Malone. Des Killian's out to it like a train. Comes flying, leaves the ball behind him. All the time in the world. It's taken by David Cuddy. Says thank you very much. Can he finish it off, David Cuddy? Shot comes off did it come off the crossbar inside? Blistering shot. Seemed destined for maybe the back of the net. But the ball scoots across, must have come off the crossbar because it comes out over the sideline this side of the field. Sideline ball to Portlaoise. Mickey Bowe cuts a good one up along the middle. Tommy Fitzgerald back there. Tommy Fitzgerald and Brian Ferns hand passes the ball forward to Teddy Fennelly. Fennelly wins the ball and goes off on a shoulder run. Is Paul Cuddy behind him? Paul and Cyril in pursuit. Still Teddy Fennelly, still going forward. Goes for the score himself. Hits it high inside up. Got the hurls. It's broken out. It's in the square. Can somebody force it in? Goal! Brian Mulligan got a finish to it. Just what the game needed. I'm sure it was Brian Mulligan who finished it off inside. The ball came in high from Teddy Fennelly. Great run from Teddy Fennelly. Great run. He hit the ball high inside. Into the square. There was a bit of a shamuzzle in there. But when it finished, the ball was to the back of the net. 17.5 minutes gone. And Portlaoise are back within a point. Attention being called for John Lyons. What a great run by Teddy Fennelly. Took it from the middle of the field, left Paul Cuddy and Cyril Cuddy behind him, hit it on the run in the square. There was 6 or 7 or 8 players in there. They tried to block it out. It fell outside, and I think it was Brian Mulligan who was in there to get the finishing touches to it and force it over the line. John Lyons with a puck out. Again, it's a high one. Dropping down the field. Now we have a county final. David Cuddy wins possession. And David Cuddy on the run. Strikes it on the run. Puts it over the bar. 3 points for David Cuddy. 3 points in play. And really Portlaoise will have to be tighter on him if they're to win this final. 19 minutes gone. Coming. 20 minutes gone in the opening half, and it's the champions to lead but just by 2 points. It's a thrilling final. A final that started as if Castletown were going to run away with it. They led by 1-3 to no score after 9 minutes of play, but Portlaoise have come right back into the game, scored a goal to go within a point, and now we're just 2 points in arrears. It's committed hurling all over the field, both sides giving it 100%. Clean sporting hurling, it has to be said. A goal for Castletown in the opening minute of the game. A mistake by Portlaoise fullback Pádraig Malone. Pat Phelan was in to pounce about in the back of the net. Points from David Cuddy from play, and his twin brother Paul from a free left it 1-2 to no score, and David Cuddy again from play 1-3 to no score. Portlaoise got their first point after 9 minutes. Noel Costello. John Richard Kingston won for Castletown 1-4 to a point. Noel Costello again from play. Again there was 1-4 to 2. Noel Costello made it 1-4 to 3, and then came the goal. A great run by Teddy Fennelly. Hit the ball into the square. Backs and forwards tried to get to it. When it broke out to Brian Mulligan, he flashed the ball to the back of the net. There was only a point between the sides, and then just a minute ago from the puck out, David Cuddy gathered the ball and struck it over the bar. Started as if Castletown were going to run away with it, but Portlaoise are right back in the game, fighting for every ball, every player in the field. It's one of the better Laois County Senior Hurling Championship finals, and only 2 points between it. At this stage of the game with 21 minutes gone, it's anybody's game, it's anybody's county final. Castletown looking for 5 in a row, Portlaoise looking for the first since 1998. So with 21 minutes gone in the opening half, it's Castletown 1-5, Portlaoise 1-3. Back then live at O'Moore Park, John Taylor issuing instructions to his side on the field. His side is trailed by just 2 points. A high pull from Brian McCormick, gets away with it. Tussling for possession. The missing cut out by John O'Sullivan, who drills it on down. The ball hops on kindly for John Hannafy, but he does well to bat it outside. Out there for his captain, Des Killeen. Killeen closed down by Patrick Phelan, loses his footing. He's blocked down by Patrick Phelan. Down there is Caherili, grabs the ball, blocked down by David Cuddy, and forced to put the ball out over the sideline. Young Caherili, and the sideline ball will be to Castletown. 22 minutes gone in this opening half. Castletown 1-5, Portlaoise 1-3, 2 between the sides. David Cuddy has scored 3 points already from play. Can he force this one over? He pulls, he misses it. He pulls, he doesn't drive it too far, but it goes to his man. That's Fionnán O'Sullivan. Fionnán O'Sullivan blocked down by Joe Phelan. Whips the ball, tries to get it back outside. Caherili blocked it down. Joe Phelan can't gather it. Leaves it there for Fionnán O'Sullivan. Des Killeen blocks it down. Caherili rises and strikes it, but again strikes it straight out over the sideline. Things not going young Caher's way, and he's keeping the ball in the field. As Bill Delaney, the Castletown secretary, feels that ball in the stand and throws it back in. Sideline ball to Castletown again. Cyril Cuddy will take it. Cyril down on one knee, then tests the spring of the hurl and cuts it. It's a great cut, but is tailing a little, tailing to the left and wide. John Hannafy with the puck out. Hooks it way up the far side. The ball comes off the hurl of Tommy Fitzgerald, chasing onto the Cyril Cuddy. Cyril hits it along the ground, down to John Richard Kingston. He's trying to keep it in play, trying to get it up as Pádraig Malone tackles him from behind, forced out over the sideline ball to Portlaoise. 24 minutes gone in this opening half. Sideline ball on the far side. Colin Byrne takes it, cuts it low along the ground, blocked out by Brian Ferns. Tommy Fitzgerald runs onto it, blocks it outside on the far side for Tommy Mulligan. Mulligan back across the middle, but straight into the hands of Paul Cuddy, and Cuddy drills it low, blocked down by Fionnán O'Sullivan. Running onto the brother John, gives it back out to Fionnán. Brother to brother, he hand passes it back in the middle to Paul, who couldn't take it. Brian Ferns does on his left side, drills the ball in. John Hannafy's out to it, takes it on his chest, had to take it cleanly, gives it to Mickey Bowe. Mickey Bowe clears his lines way up the field on the far side. Hurls go high, grabbed by Brian Ferns. Castletown back on the attack. David Cuddy knocks it on a little bit for James Hovan. Back outside of John Richard Kingston. He for the score. To the right and wide. 5 wide for Castletown. Dark, dull evening. The first Sunday of October at O'Moore Park in Portlaoise. David Cuddy gone into the full forward position. Pádraig Malone gone in to mark him. John Richard Kingston gone to centre half forward. Changes all around. Both set managers trying to produce the winning formula. Joe Phelan is back. Left the ball behind him. Pat Phelan got a touch to it, taken by Brian McCormack. Hits it, he was hooked from behind. Teddy Fennelly looking for it all around the place. It was under his toes. Gives it back to Judge Killian. Killian rides it and strikes it up along the far side for Tommy Mulligan to chase after. Mulligan, does he keep it in play? He does, but Martin Phelan comes away with it like a train down along the far side. Phelan on his left hand side strikes it. Aimed in for his brother Patrick. All the players pulling it, none of them got a touch to it. Out over the sideline, this side of the field, David Cuddy claims the last touch is from a Portlaoise player. The linesman says it was from Castletown. It's a Portlaoise one. Linesman was right the first time round. Referee Anthony Stapleton coming across to have a chat. Joe Phelan will take it. 26 minutes gone in the opening half. John Sullivan, surrounded by Portlaoise players, gets the ball to Cyril Cuddy. Corey Malone out to it on the far side of the field. David Cuddy comes flying in, tries to grab it up. Mickey Bowe is there. Bowe wins the ball and comes away with it. Up to Owen Brown. Brown turns and strikes it. Tommy Mulligan let it go up high him. Noel Costello fighting for it. Hurl being held by Robbie Delaney, who left his hurl behind him. Across the far side is Teddy Fennelly. Tries to chop it back up, does well. And Fennelly has it in his hand and going forward. Strikes the ball up but strikes it straight to Brian Ferns. He pulls on it and misses it. The chance still there for Portlaoise. But it's cut out by Declan Keenan. He doesn't drive it too far. Comes to Tommy Fitzgerald. Surrounded all around. Hand pass outside to Teddy Fennelly. Fennelly ducking and diving. Tries to hand pass it back and it was a feeble effort on the far side. But the referee had the whistle blown and the free was to Portlaoise. A hurl was in from a Castletown player. Noel Costello with the free, drops it in, puts it over the bar. Great strike from Noel Costello. Just a point between the sides. 28 minutes gone. The hand was up from Cara Healy. John Richard Kingston was pulling high. Away comes Joe Phelan. Fionnán O'Sullivan in pursuit. Still Joe Phelan. Kicks the ball forward. Teddy Fennelly and Paul Cuddy. The ball falls down. Noel Costello trying to get it. Teddy Fennelly came in, knocked the ball away. Tommy Mulligan, Brian Mulligan couldn't get it. Tom Phelan knocks it away. Pulled on and missed by Colin Bourne in the centre of the field. Hand passes it back across. Taken by Bruno McCormack. He gives the ball across then to Barry Tommy Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald ducking and diving his way forward. Hand passes it inside to Tommy Mulligan. Mulligan, Owen Noel Costello, you think the ball was hot, he couldn't hold it, he still can't get into his hands. Knocked away by Declan Keenan. Keenan on the far side, he cleared his lines. Portlaoise should have done better. The ball goes through the hole in John Richard Kingston's hurl. Back to Cara Healy. He drills it across his side to Colin Bourne. He grabs it, turns onto his left hand side. The side he scored a goal in the semi-final. Hit high by Tommy Fitzgerald in around the square. Brother Barry's in there. Up go the hurls. Ball breaks outside. It's a free in. A free in. 20-metre free. Referee right on the spot. I think he's pointing to Tom Phelan. Obviously the pulling wasn't on the ball. He's calling out Tom Phelan. And pointing to the sideline. Any more of that, Tom? But a chance for Portlaoise to draw level. Yellow card for Tom Phelan. Noel Costello with a 14-metre free. Stopwatch tells us there's just right on the call of time as Noel Costello puts it over the bar. They're level, or as they started, with 30 minutes gone in this opening half. John Lyons with a puck out. Can somebody gain the advantage before half time? Portlaoise are right back in this county final. There's Killeen, gathers the ball this time cleanly and strikes it cleanly. Up but Cyril Cuddy. Teddy Fennelly takes it. He didn't take it. It hopped somehow and hopped into the hand of Cyril Cuddy, but drills it back inside. It's batted down. The chase is on. James Hooman and Mickey Bowe. Hooman goes flying into it, turns onto his left hand side. One look at the post, he strikes it. Oh, that's a lovely score, James Hooman. Real class score from James Hooman. 31 minutes gone, and Castletown again gain the advantage as referee John Anthony Stapleton blows the half-time whistle at O'Moore Park in Portlaoise in the Laois Junior Hurling Championship Final 2003. Castletown lead by a single point. It's Castletown 1-6, Portlaoise 1-5. Second half underway, the ball is in, and who's going to win this one? Castletown leading by a point at half time. But all of the elements, the wind, the rain, favouring Portlaoise in the second half, and they commit a mistake as they did at the start of the first half. Free to Castletown. Paul Cuddy takes it. Miserable condition now. Porrig Malone couldn't hold that one. Cahir Healy is there. Healy taking the ball. 16 years of age, that's the way to hurl. Up the field, he drives it up to Paul Cuddy at the other end. Paul bats it back down. Pulled on by Tommy Fitzgerald. Lowell on the ground. Colin Byrne missed that one. Tommy Fitzgerald seems to be out now around the middle of the field. Fionnán O'Sullivan drills it in low. Desi Killeen is there. Patrick Phelan was applying the pressure from behind, but Killeen wins it back and tackle as he's coming out, he wins a free. Dreadful conditions. What a day to play a Laois Junior Hurling final. Conditions are deplorable at the moment. Huge ball dropping inside. Up on the hurl, low, the ball hopped, and it shows you this new ball how well it bounces, but it bounces out to the right and wide. 1 goal and 6 for Castletown, 1 goal and 5 for Portlaoise. Just a minute and a half of the second half played. Anthony Stapleton again telling the selectors to sit down on the sideline. There's only one man from each side allowed, and that should be Richie Power and John Taylor, the manager of either team. Puck out will come from John Lyons. We'll see how strong the breeze is now. The last time he was driving into 20 metre out the other end. This one only just past the centre of the field. Tommy Fitzgerald bats the ball down. Fionnán O'Sullivan beaten for the pull by Fitzgerald. On the far side of the field, it's Brian Mulligan. Mulligan, the goal scorer, hits the nose. Mulligan now whipped on the first time in and on the ground, and it just goes away across to the right and wide. Colin Byrne was always fighting for it in the middle of the field, both with black helmets on the heads, and Brian Mulligan's first time strike along the ground going out to the right and wide. 2 wides for Portlaoise now in the second half. John Lyons with a puck out again, trying to clean the hurl inside, trying to dry it off. The rain, the wind blowing into his face. As Lyons takes the puck out, he goes stand side, but there's a strong breeze. It only drops, battered down by Brian Mulligan in towards Noel Costello. Costello has the ball in his hand and turns, strikes it, got a half deflection. The ball drops inside the line. Lyons takes it off his line and just tips it outside for Cyril Cuddy, who's back there, way back there defending. Cyril Cuddy chased by Barry Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald holds him up. Referee, let's play go on as Cyril comes up along the sideline. Wholehearted Cyril drives it into the middle. Cahir Healy's there first. Little tip from behind from David Cuddy. It comes to John Richard Kingston. John Richard on the run, but the hurl was in from behind from Porrig Malone, and the foul committed in the free to Castletown. Takes it, drops it high, puts it over the bar. 3 minutes gone in the second half, and Paul Cuddy with that free from about 60 metres. Pumping it over the bar, and Castletown lead by 2 points, 1-7 to 1-5. It's going to be a low scoring game. Barry McKelvey being warmed up for Castletown. The ball breaks across from the puck out to Brian Mulligan. Mulligan trying to tip it back into the middle. Tommy Fitzgerald came in with one hand on the hurl. It goes back to Robbie Delaney, the full back for Castletown. Robbie works it out. Didn't go too far. John O'Sullivan's there to kick it away the far side to his brother Fionnán. Fionnán pulls first time up along the field toward Patrick Phelan. Bail left the ball behind him. James Hoban runs onto it. James Hoban and Mickey Bowe. Bowe knocks the ball away from him. Hoban lying on it on the ground. The referee will blow the whistle. I'm sure will throw it in. Barry McKelvey on the sideline. Richie Power looking for the note. Referee will throw in the ball between David Cuddy and Cahir Healy. Cuddy's experience, he pushes him out of the way. Healy trying to close him down. David drills it back across the front of the post. Knocked down by Owen Brown. Onto it. It's Ferns, a shot. Oh! The goal from Brian Ferns. 5 minutes gone in the second half. From the throw-in, while players were dithering around, Brian Ferns gathered it 30 metres out, took it on the run, and from 14 metres crashed it in the back of the net. 2-7 to 1-5. Paul Cuddy is off, and Barry McKelvey is on. McKelvey gone into the full forward position, wearing number 20. But it's Castletown now in a 5-point lead. Is there a response in Portlaoise? It's Tommy Fitzgerald on the far side. Hand pass the ball inside to Colin Byrne. Byrne runs into trouble. Hook from behind. The ball taken off him by Paul Cuddy, and away comes majestic Paul out of defence. Drills it up along the field. Back there covering. On the run now is John Richard Kingston. Inside him is Barry McKelvey. Between the two of them they messed it up. Back there is Brian Mulligan. Mulligan takes the ball into his hand and hits it up into 1-5. Ryan Fern's goal, playing in the middle of the field but getting through for that one. Castletown back on the attack. James Hoban, foul. Simple free, the free committed, and a chance now to go 6 points clear. Castletown up to the gear. Hurls are gone slippy all around the field. Looking for resin from the sideline, looking for something to dry the hurls. It's miserable conditions. The towel is in on the far side of the field as well. Patrick Phelan will take it. Patrick rises it, strikes it high. Straight between the posts. 2 goals and 8 to 5 points. The gap is widening, 6 points between the sides. 7 minutes gone in the second half. 3 scores for Castletown. Portlaoise yet to register 1 in the second half. James Hoban. Small little man, but a bundle of skill. Loses the hurl and kicks it way ahead of him. In for Barry McKelvey and Des Killeen. Killeen pulls strong. McKelvey goes down. Portlaoise giving away a couple of simple frees now and allowing Castletown to extend this lead. Patrick Phelan stands over the ball, 30 metres out, rises it, mark it up. 2-9 to 7-2-1-5. The gap is opening up. Pat Phelan from another free. Des Killeen with a high pull. 8 minutes gone. Castletown look to be in control in all sectors of the field now. They've closed down Portlaoise in the opening 8 minutes out of the second half. Cahir Healy. Healy hits it on the run. It's a mighty puck. It deserves a score. It gets a score. Cahir Healy with a great score. Six between the sides again. 2-9 to 1-6. John Lyons with a puck out. Joe Phelan beaten for the pull by Fionnán O'Sullivan. Won by Cahir Healy. Healy drills a high one inside. Noel Costello was reaching for it, being held out there by Robbie Delaney. Paul Cuddy wins it. Paul then forces his way out. Typical Paul style. Gives the ball outside to Cyril. Cyril strikes it on the run. Down along the middle to David, who catches it cleanly. Cahir Healy was holding on to him. No option but to foul him. The referee with a book out. He says, my name's Cahir Healy. Playing in All-Ireland minor football final replay Sunday next. The cornerback for Laois. He gets a yellow card. Pat Phelan with the free. And put his side 7 points clear again. The ball didn't come up kindly for him. It didn't cut him off. Pat Phelan with 10 minutes gone. Castletown lead by 7 points. 2-10 to 1-6. The other end of the field is Sean Cotter. Cotter giving the ball forward. Referee gives the free to Portlaoise. Drives it in, drives it over the ball. No, Costello. Narrows the gap to 6 points again, but Portlaoise need more scores. They could have won a goal, they could have won a goal badly. Stopwatch tells us there's 10.5 minutes gone in this opening half. Portlaoise only scored twice in the time. Castletown have picked off 5 scores. Portlaoise win it back. It's Teddy Fennelly. Can he inspire his man? Paul Cuddy's in pursuit. Teddy Fennelly still going forward. Took it too many times. Referee was watching for him to take in his hand once more. He did just that. Fell into the trap. It's a free out for Castletown. Paul Cuddy drives to Hurley. Whips this one in. It'll drop in around the square. Twin brother David is in there with the hand up. Tried to get it in the hand twice. Didn't come up. Ball is still there. Hit away by Brian Mulligan. Tommy Fitzgerald throws it up. The ball blocked down by Brian Ferns, and then Ferns cuts it away up along the sideline. Great play by Brian Ferns. Back covering his car really. The yellow helmet on the ground. Referee blows the whistle. Will he throw it in? Will he give it a free out to Portlaoise? Brian Mulligan was the player in possession. I think he's going to throw it in on the far side of the field. Ball won by Tommy Fitzgerald. They need him scored, and he's back in the full back line defending. The ball up the other end of the field, far side. Teddy Fennelly tries to keep it in play. Out over the sideline ball will be to Castletown. Castletown player down injured. Cyril Cuddy, it's a great one. As Colleen goes highest first, catches it in his hand, turns into his left hand side, strikes it out the field. Nobody there. But Fionn O'Sullivan, he's enough, not anybody, he's somebody. He sets it over the bar. Great goal for Fionn O'Sullivan. Two goals and 11 to 1-7. The gap is 7 points again. The ball batted down, pushing it back on the side of the field. 13.5 minutes gone in the second half. Free for Portlaoise. Coming out today at Noel Costello. Costello drills it in. It looks to be tailing to the right and wide. Puck out is high, grabbed by David Cuddy. Ball runs away from him. In the run is Cahir Healy. Oh, what a super little player he is. 16 years of age. Could be 17. Ball across his eye. Martin Phelan was out to it first. Back there covering well is Declan Keenan. Keenan wins the ball. Drills it back up along the wing. Out to it, Mickey Bowe. Bowe wins the ball, runs into trouble. Been tackled all around, throws the ball up. Got a touch to it, out over the sideline ball to Castletown. Patrick Phelan takes it quickly. Referee said too quickly, and will make him come back and take it again. Portlaoise, like their John Jogging, being put back out over the little barrier into the stand, anxious to get out and keep the pressure on his players. .15 minutes gone in the second half. John O'Sullivan puts it up along the wing. Barry Fitzgerald back there fighting for it. Back on to David Cuddy. David Cuddy drills it across the far side. Back outside to John Richard Kingston. John Richard Kingston puts it over the bar. Well, it's all Castletown now in the second half. Just as they join us there, a point for John Richard Kingston with 15 minutes gone. And John Richard Kingston point putting Portlaoise into Castletown, I should say, into an 8-point lead. It has been all Castletown. Paul Cuddy, a goal from Brian Burns, Pat Phelan 2 frees in a row, Carhealy going back for Portlaoise, Pat Phelan again for Castletown, Lord Costello point, and the last 2 being for Castletown from Fionn O'Sullivan and John O'Sullivan, and little James Hoban taken out of the game, going forward by Owen Brown, and the referee could have strong words to say to the Portlaoise winger back. He goes back to see if James Hoban is okay. He's a small little player for Castletown, but as I say, it has been all Castletown in the second half, putting under pressure. The tonic of the goal, a great goal from Brian Burns, the midfielder, grabbed the ball about 30 metres out, burst through the Portlaoise defence and crashed it away to the back of the net. So with 16.5 minutes gone in the second half, it has to be said, Castletown looking good for their 5 in a row. They lead 2 goals and 12 for Castletown, 1 goal and 7 for Portlaoise. John Richard Kingston with a great point before that, and now we have just 17 minutes gone, and the free for Patrick Phelan. Phelan rises it, but this time it tails across and across to the right and wide. 2 goals and 12 to 1 goal and 7. 8 points between the sides. John Hannafy with the puck out. Portlaoise need something magical if they get back into this game. The experience that has seen Castletown 4-time champions at the moment is taken to their 5th title in a row. Sub coming on, and it's Cyril Duggan who's coming on. A broken arm in the semi-final against Tinnahinch in the dying minutes, a plate on his arm, and he's going to play in the county final. Well, we'll see. Tommy Fitzgerald on the run. The ball taken off him. Declan Keenan drills it way out the field, across the far side, running onto it. Brian Mulligan pulls on it first time for Joe Phelan to chase after. He's beaten for it by Fionn O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan showing better skill, better speed as well. Kicks the ball back into the middle. Healy comes to it. Oh, great skill by Healy. He drives him his left hand side. He can hurl left or right, but Tom Phelan makes a grab for it. The ball back in across the middle. Well, it's taken by Declan Keenan. Keenan's shot doesn't go too far. Dreadful conditions. The ball comes to David Cuddy. Cuddy turns and strikes it first time. Up goes the hand of Brian Mulligan. But it falls down to Barry McKelvey. McKelvey on the run. Turns, stops and checks. Drills it back across the middle for David Cuddy and Carhealy. Cuddy wins it. Tries to go by Healy. Healy holding onto it. Back on his left hand side. He strikes it. It screws off his hurl. Dropping inside. John Richard Kingston pulls on it. Gathering it back there and doing well is Owen Brown. And Owen Brown clears his lines. Way out along the field. Barry Fitzgerald was under it. The ball falls for Brian McCormack. McCormack on the run and going forward. He has help. He gives it to Teddy Fennelly. Teddy finishes one. The ball knocked away by Paul Cuddy out over the end line for a 65. A timely interception. Timely interception there from Paul Cuddy. Cyril Cuddy gone in at full forward, I do believe. Has he gone in full forward? Tommy Mulligan is off. Cyril Duggan in at full forward for Portlaoise. I think it's Tommy Mulligan who has come off. The free drilled across the middle. Didn't go where it was intended. It was meant for Tommy Fitzgerald. It goes instead to the big man Colin Byrne. Hand pass it forward for Tommy Fitzgerald. He runs into trouble. Now it's Fionn O'Sullivan. Still going forward. Patrick Phelan in pursuit. Blocked down by Declan Keenan. Back there covering is Martin Phelan. The ball's not cleared yet. Patrick Phelan. All the Phelan now back in defence. But Patrick Phelan committing the foul, and the free in will be to Portlaoise. Noel Costello with the free. 20 minutes gone. 10 minutes left in this Laois Senior Hurling Championship final. 8 points between the sides. Noel Costello drives it in, drives it over the bar. Narrows the gap ever so slightly. 20 minutes gone. 7 points between the sides. 2-12 to 1-8. John Lyons in for Fionnán O'Sullivan on the far side of the field. Ball coming off of Fionnán's hurled sideline ball to Portlaoise on that far side of the field. Cyril Duggan is in at corner forward on Tom Phelan. As the sideline ball was cut in by Joe Phelan. Drilled high up along the field. Des Killeen back there covering. Des wins the ball under pressure, gives it outside to Mickey Bowe. Mickey lost it, knocked off and then by James Hoban. Hoban fights for everything, on his knees on the ground everywhere. Then a hard pull from Des Killeen, and Des Killeen I think is already in the buck. Could he have been in the buck early on? That was a high pull, certainly a free was given away with a high pull early on, maybe not. Puck out comes, Colin Byrne and John O'Sullivan fighting for possession of this side of the field. Sullivan wins the free, the referee gave it the other way first. Sullivan was appealing and now the advantage back with Castletown, but time is ticking away. It's final that showed good promise early on in the opening half but deteriorated alarmingly in the second half. Conditions not against good hurling, against good hurling. Wind and rain and wet soggy conditions, slippery conditions more than soggy as the Paul Cuddy drives this one in around the field. Barry McKelvey's in there, gets the hurl to it, drops into the hand of John Hannafy. Out along the field, Sean Cotter missed it. Tips it on the ground or by Brian McCormack. It didn't go too far. Declan Keenan gets it back. Stopped by Tommy Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald now on the run. Strikes a little ball down along the middle. The ball intended down for Teddy Fennelly. Portlaoise need goals. Can Teddy Fennelly do something to win one back for them? He can't. He's blocked by John O'Sullivan. The ball taken off him and away comes Sullivan out of defence. Colin Brown goes across, knocks him out of his stride. The ball goes out over the sideline. Sean Cotter over the ball, so also is Cyril Cuddy. The ball across to Cyril Duggan, couldn't gather it. Niall Fitzpatrick hits it high and hits it over the bar. A point from play by Niall Fitzpatrick. 2-12 to 1-9. Stopwatch tells us we've just 25 minutes gone in the second half. Castletown on their way to their 5th successive title, joining the greats, equaling Cameron's record, or is there something to be said about from Portlaoise? The chances inside. Noel Costello fell, lost his footing at the real wrong time as Teddy Fennelly comes in with a late challenge on John O'Sullivan. 6 points the gap between the sides. 4.5 minutes left. John Lyons takes the free. 4 minutes left in the game. David Cuddy goes highest, grabs the ball, hand passes it back inside for Brian Ferns, who was at a mighty game in the centre of the field. Gives it across to John Richard Kingston. He too has made a huge difference. Onto his right hand stride, strikes it in, but deserved the score. He strikes it to the right and wide. A free toss play as Cahill comes back to pick up his hurl. It was some 30 yards away from him. And he ambles back into the position, hoping for better luck next Sunday as the ball is dropped out by John Hannafy. Can Portlaoise produce something? They've only 3.5 minutes, plus whatever injury time is to be added, to pull this one out of the fire. But Castletown are in control. They're lead by 6 points. Joe Phelan drills a high ball inside. In the fight with Noel Costello. Lyons takes it cleanly. Hand pass ahead to Paul Cuddy. Paul Cuddy, little sidestep and lashes the ball out the field. Won by Brian Mulligan. Mulligan on the run, looking for support. It's coming, it's inside him. Hand pass it inside to Bruno. Bruno checks it in, strikes it over the bar. Wayne McCormick with a point. 5 between the sides. 1-2-12 to 1-10. Stopwatch tells us we have 27 minutes gone. Portlaoise fought back with 3 points. Tom Phelan going off, being replaced by Pat Maloney. And they'll bring on another sub as well, warming up somebody else on the side of the Castletown. As John Lyons takes the puck out, won by Fionnán O'Sullivan on the far side of the field. Tips it back, now has it in the hand. Long ball across to the side of the field. James Hoban trying to control it. Des Killeen is there. Let's trying to force it out. Tip back under his legs by Barry McKelvey. The ball goes out to the right and wide. Seamus Lyons will be on the field shortly for Castletown. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes of normal playing time left. Richie Power on the brink of winning 2 titles in succession with Castletown. David Cuddy on the brink of collecting his first ever cup for Castletown. John Richard Kingston, his work well done. He comes off on number 19. Seamus Lyons goes on. The puck out will come from John Hannafy. Hannafy hits it high, deep into the Castletown end of the field. Sir Dougal was fighting for it. It was won by John O'Sullivan. Sullivan up along the middle. There is Cahill. Left the ball behind him. Tired near the end of the game. Ball comes out to Cahill again. Tips it ahead of him. Tackled by James Hoban. Fouled by James Hoban. He gets a free. Throws it back quickly to Bruno McCormick. John Taylor tells him to drop it in around the square. A point is no use at this stage. 29 minutes and 20 seconds gone. McCormick walks away and leaves it behind him with time at a premium. Noel Costello comes out to take it. Surely not going to go for a point with a couple of seconds left in the game. Portlaoise need a goal. Anyone could have hit it around the square. 2-12 Castletown lead. They're 5 points clear. 1-10 for Portlaoise. Proving to be real worthy champions are Castletown. Costello drills it in, drops it, dropping in, comes up to hurl and batted over the bar. The point for Noel Costello. 4 scores in a row for Portlaoise. 4 points between the sides. 2-12 to 1-11. 29.5 minutes that will score. We've 30 minutes gone now. Portlaoise have got 4 in a row. They've got 7 of the last 9 scores. But it's not enough because Castletown had opened up too much of a gap before it. Tommy Fitzgerald on the run, hits the ball inside. Can Portlaoise produce a performance like they did against Tinnahinch when they scored a goal and a point to win the game? Colin Byrne did it then. He drills this one back inside again. But the ball goes out to the left and wide. Half a minute of additional time played. Referee Anthony Stapleton looked at his watch. There should be about 3 minutes of time to be played. Good few stoppages in the second half. 2-12 to 1-11. 4 between the sides. A goal and a point won it for Portlaoise in the semi-final. A goal and a point will draw it now. But Castletown will fight hard to hold on to their lead, onto their title and onto this championship, the 5 in a row. Barry McKelvey coming across to take the sideline ball. David Cuddy tells him to leave. There's no hurry on him. And Declan Keenan will come up to take it. 31 minutes gone. Declan Keenan cuts it low, goes into James Hooban, couldn't hold it. Mickey Bowe has it in the hand, comes out with it. Good play by Mickey Bowe, still coming forward, drills it down along the field. Sean Connor pulled high in the air, knocked down by Declan Keenan as the referee blows the full time whistle. 1.5 minutes of additional time played. Portlaoise were looking for more, but they had enough of in normal time to do it. Castletown are worthy champions. They've won the 5 in a row. They've equalled the record of the great teams of the past, particularly their neighbours Cameras. They're delighted with that. They hug each other around the field. It's a great day for Castletown. They've worthy champions 5 in a row. They've won 7 in all. Portlaoise are a young side. They have proved today they can compete with Castletown, that they will be back again, make no mistake about it, because they have the hurlers, they have them all over the field. They needed the experience of losing a final today to bring them back in the future. But it's another title for Castletown. They're champions for 5 in a row, and David Cuddy at last will collect the cup. The final score in the Laois Senior Hurling Championship final of 2003. Castletown 2-12, Portlaoise 1-11.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Laois County Board, I want to congratulate both teams on the manner in which they played the game today. It wasn't a dirty stroke in the game. I want to compliment both teams. I also want to say a sincere thanks to Anthony Stapleton, who done an excellent job in the refereeing and his officials. So thanks very much, Anthony. I want to welcome Laois Credit Unions, who have sponsored all Laois championships this year, and they have honoured us with their presence here today, and they're making presentations to Man of the Match. And the Man of the Match award today in the senior hurling final goes to Brian Ferns. And it will be presented by Frank McLean. So congratulations, Brian. I want to congratulate Castletown on winning their 5th championship in a row. And I sincerely hope that David Cuddy goes ahead now and does what they have been threatening to do for the last 5 years, win a Leinster championship. I want to say hard luck to Portlaoise, a young coming team, and I'm quite certain they'll be back here again next year. So hard luck, Portlaoise. So it's my great pleasure on behalf of the Laois County Board to present the Bob O'Keefe Cup for the 5th year in a row to David Cuddy, captain of Castletown.
Go here, look. Go here, look. A gwine uaisle, agus a cáride go léir. Tá áthas orm. Tá áthas orm an corn seo had locha. Her son firm by on Castletown, agus an muinter by on Castletown. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honour and privilege for me to stand up in front of you here today and accept this cup for the 7th time and the 5th in a row on behalf of Castletown. There's a lot of people I have to thank for this victory. And if I leave anybody out, as you see over the next few minutes, I had nothing prepared, I wouldn't tempt fate like that. And if I do, I'm very sorry, you can talk to me about it later. First of all, I want to thank our club, our chairman, Jerry Gohan, our secretary, Bill Delaney. They've done great work for us throughout the year. And I just want to say to you lads, thanks very much, and this is for you. I want to thank our sponsors, our main sponsors, Carroll's Quarries. And all our other sponsors. We have numerous sponsors that you can see on page 14 there in your programme. Thanks very much to you all. There's a man down there, I know he's here somewhere. He hasn't had a great year, I can see him there now. In the late 60s, early 70s, there was no hurling team in Castletown. And that man came home from England and we 5 in a row via Scobie. I want to thank our selectors, the 3 Micks, Mick Phelan, Mick Cuddy, and the long lad Mick Peters, who's been with us since '74. We came over here today, we came across the road. I want to thank Clonad GA Club for their fabulous facilities out there. Thanks very much, lads. There's a man down there, he's from the heart of hurling in Kilkenny. His name is Richie Power. He sat us down below in Ennis one Saturday afternoon and he told us what we had to do for the year. In fairness to every one of these boys behind us, they rolled in 100%. I don't know where you are, Richie, but thanks very much. There's 29 lads around me here with blue and white jerseys. And it's just a privilege for me to even talk out with them, let alone captain them. They put in a super effort all year since the middle of February. And lads, this is for you. To our supporters down there, you're here in your numbers once again. You saw the bad times, you're seeing the good times now, and just enjoy them while you have them. Thanks very much. Finally, the Portlaoise out there. I want to thank them for a great sporting game of hurling in difficult conditions. Your turn will come someday, lads. It's fair play to you, keep it going. And 3 cheers for Portlaoise. Hip hip. Hooray! Hip hip. Hooray! Hip hip. Hooray! Let's party, lads.
Just back a bit, David. That's a heavy one. All right, get in that chair. Get in that chair. Oh, look at Evan. Hi, lads. Here we are. Woo! We get you down below. Come on. Everyone, come on, everyone. Richie. Richie, Fran. Come on, wait. PJ. Get in here. What a chopper. Look at him drinking it.
captain and taking the cup for the first time, David Cuddy. David, has to be a great occasion for you.
That's a great occasion, yeah. I mean, as I said to you earlier on in there, we had to graft hard in the second half for the win. And, I mean, we don't talk too much about fighting the roads or anything like that out the road, you know. But it's great. We try and keep winning while we have a team together there, you know.
It was hard fought because you got a great start, great goal from Pat Phelan, picked off a few good scores yourself, and then Portlaoise came right back.
Yeah, well, that was always going to happen, you know. We said if we went to win, like, actually we would have preferred to play against it, but that's neither here nor there. We lost the toss and Portlaoise elected to play against the win. And we got a great start with the dribblers, great man to get goals, you know. Even down training, he's always waltzing in and around lads. And he got a great goal and we got a good start. But like Portlaoise were never going to lie down and take a big hammer. And in fairness, and you know, they fought back hard and you know they made a terrible battle out of it, like, you know.
Great start into the second half again because you got a few points and again you got a goal, and it was a great goal. You were involved in the start of that yourself.
Yeah, to say we were in here at half time and you know we were kind of under pressure, like, you know, there was a strong breeze out there, but as Richie said to us, I never seen the wind with a pair of arms or legs or holding a hurl. So I mean, we took a bit with our teeth out there, and you know, we had a great start to the second half. And fair play to Brian. Once he got that ball, there's nothing else in his head, and he to pull it away, and he pulled it away in some style, like, you know.
It's been a great 10 years since you went senior and appeared in the first county final. Now 7 titles, and you've been involved in all 7 of those.
Yeah, it's great to be involved. Yeah, you know, like as I say, we saw the bad old days out the road, and I mean, it's great to enjoy them while we have the good days. But like, I mean, 1993 we only won the intermediate hurling championship here, and we've come a long way since then. We've had a lot of success, but success doesn't come easy, you know. That man there, Richie, will tell you, we've trained about 75 or 80 times this year, you know. So we work hard, and just rewards for our hard work, you know. You
didn't talk about the 5 in a row before today, but you've now joined the big clubs, and Cameras in particular beside you there. Now you have to go one better.
Well, we won't talk about that now, maybe after Christmas, but you know, they did it 5 in a row twice, and it'd be nice to us to go and try and achieve 6, but as I say, it's a long way away and there's a lot of hard work to be done, and we won't even contemplate thinking about it.
At the moment anyway, Evan has the cup. Come on, Evan. What have you to say? Of Castletown.
Castletown.
Richie Power, you must be fed up winning this year. Kilkenny winning all around, you know, Castletown.
Well, I suppose, you know, today was a great day for us, Jack. You know, just going away from Castletown for a minute, like my own club went out in the minor the day before the semi-final with Ballinakale, so our intermediates were in the county semi-final today, so I had 2 young lads involved in that, and the word came through. They won before points, so it was a great day.
It was a good day all round.
It was a great day, yeah. It was a great day. We're back in the intermediate final, and we haven't played senior in Kilkenny for 50 years, and you know, it's one ambition I would love to see is our club going up senior.
You were involved in playing a lot of losing teams yourself?
Yeah, I played in 10 intermediate semi-finals and never played senior in Kilkenny, so you know, I won one and got bet in the final with 2 points, so you know, I hope the lads coming out, but they're a great bunch of lads and they're used to winning, so hopefully we can go one step further this time.
Well, then you know all about what club means, what a club means to a town, and what a town means to a club, and that means particularly the village of Castletown.
Yeah, well, I always say, like, the GA is the backbone of any village. It's the backbone, and when I came into Castletown, there was a passion and a love and a bunch of guys there that really wanted to hurl for the village, and you know, to win the game the way they won it today, I think was fantastic. You know, their backs were to the wall, 4 county titles behind them. The questions were asked to know, were they hungry enough to win another one, and I think they answered them all today. I think they were fantastic.
Well, the questions, of course, were also answered with the management in the semi-final and again today, and I think you've spoken to Justin about the 3 mix there, the 3 selectors. You made the changes in the semi-final, you made them before the game today, you made them during the game, and they all worked a treat.
Well, I've worked a lot at this level at different grades in my own county, but the 3 mix that I work with here, they're fantastic. They love hurling, they love Castletown, and the one thing I love about them is they never rule anyone out or in. You know, they're always open-minded, and the cards are put on the table, and we agree on a team, and we're 100% behind it, but they're fantastic. 3 great guys.
And one of the changes you made today, he worked out as man of the match, Brian Ferns.
Well, that's it. You know, I have no doubt when the team was announced last night, there were probably a few lads looked up to heavens and maybe asked to know, does these lads know anything about hurling? But hurling to me is about looking at lads in training and taking, you know, picking the team that you feel is the best on the day, and it worked today, and it was delightful for Brian. He really, you know, he's a good hurler. Wasn't going well all year now, but today he done it when he was asked.
Well, as a team performance, they were superb because they got a great start, then Portlaoise asked serious questions, and then Castletown answered.
Yeah, well, I felt myself the 10 minutes in the second half after the first 10, the mid 10 minutes was the 10 minutes that really, you know, really gave me the belief that these lads were going to win this thing, because they hooked and blocked and chased. Like John O'Sullivan went from the centre of the field to the full back line and hooked, And that to me is what winning championships is all about. And they proved it out there today.
Great character.
Oh, great. All over the team, all over the field. Like, I thought it was fantastic. Lads in the dugout, lads in the stand today, very unlucky not to be playing in that county final today, but you know, they're there, and very big part of this panel.
I suppose the game was won in the first quarter of the second half.
Yeah, in the first 10 minutes of the first half, we got a great start. You know, we got something similar of a start that Ballykill got in the semi-final, but definitely the first 10 minutes of the second half. And strangely enough, we did mention that 10 minutes in the dressing room at half-time, that this was the 10 minutes, the most important 10 minutes of the 60. And I think they really, you know, they put the game to Portlaoise, took the game to them, and then the goal was a great goal, and it gave us a great, you know, gave us a great cushion, and they really dug deep after that. They chased and hooked and blocked. You know, a fantastic team performance.
But now back to the ladies in Mount Rad to get fed and then celebrate and then the club championship.
Yeah, well, I tell you, this is a big week. Like, Cyril Cuddy is getting married out there next Friday, so it's a big week for the parish, and definitely there's a night or two to be celebrated. But we will, and I have to say the meal we got last year was fantastic. So the ladies are out there at the moment getting things ready, and we'll enjoy tonight.
And then the club championship?
Well, the club championship is the thing, Jack, we spoke about last February. Definitely we wanted to get back into the club championship, and I hope for Castletown and I hope for Laois Hurling. I would really love to see him getting into a Leinster final and winning it. So we'll have one real crack at it.
Well done, Richie Power.
Thanks, Jack. Thank you.